That's right, everyone. You gotta let me fly, because again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk entertainment. This peacock's gotta fly. We gotta spread our wings. We gotta soar high like the mighty eagle. We gotta find a head coach. We gotta find some talent. We gotta find a lot of things. But you know what? I like to thank the Bad Dog. It was a lot of fun last night on the stream. If you missed it, go to Bad Dog's channel at Bad Dog Channel. It's Bad Dog. You know what channel it is. Go find it. Had a lot of fun. Had a lot of interesting talk. But I want to talk about the Giants. I want to talk about the head coaching situation, because everyone has pretty much written it down in stone, or at least in toilet paper, that we have a coach in Brian Daboll, that he's going to be the guy. He's going to be the front runner. Josh Allen comes out and says he heartily endorses the idea of him becoming a head coach. He said, I think teams would be foolish not to offer Brian Daboll a job. That came from him directly. I'm praying they don't, because I want him back. But I love him and his family too much to really think that he is one of the best coaches in the league. All right, well, you know what? That's a ringing endorsement for a guy that came in the league out of Wyoming and has turned into a superstar. And he's crediting Brian as the architect of helping him become a superstar, which I'm good with that. I mean, the dude's worked in New England twice: the Jets, Cleveland, Miami, Kansas City, and the Bills. I mean, what's this? And his stint with the Bills is the fourth time that he's been an offensive coordinator at the NFL level. He's also interviewed what people seem to forget with the Bears and the Dolphins. He's got a Miami connection with his days as the offense coordinator over at Alabama. And there's reports and there's talk and there's scuttlebutt that he would like to bring Bills quarterback coach Ken Dorsey to the Giants as his offensive coordinator, and recently fired Wink Martindale as his defensive coordinator. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I'm not wholeheartedly endorsing another rookie head coach. I'm not. But you know what? He has a larger pedigree. He's got I don't want to say he's got a better understanding of the league than Joe Judge, because I don't know that to be true. But he's done more in the league as an offensive coordinator than Joe Judge ever did as basically a special team. Not basically, he was a special teams coach. But there are other candidates still. He's not a lock. Brian Flores is going to be coming in, looks like, on Thursday. He's got the things he needs to kind of go through to really some challenges to overcome to get the Giants on his side about being a head coach or being their head coach. I think it would be interesting. The first problem, of course, is going to be the relationship between Shane and Daboll. That's going to be your first problem. People forget they spent the last 4 years in Buffalo together. They were with the Dolphins in 2011. So, there's an extended relationship between the two. So, and also the fact that I've said this before with Brian Flores, he's got a strong personality. And that's kind of what screwed up his tenure over in Miami. He was not without controversy. He couldn't get along with ownership. He couldn't get along with the GM. There was a power struggle there. And they basically came out, and multiple reports have come out in Miami that the Dolphins didn't fire Flores because he couldn't coach. They fired him because of the fact that he had a power struggle with the GM and he disagreed with the owner. And the big question is going to be, how easy will Flores be to work with? He went through 4 offensive coordinators, 2 defensive coordinators, and 4 offensive line coaches in 3 seasons. Now, 2 of the offensive coordinators were due to illness. So there's a lot of questions about how much power Flores wants. And I think that's, and again, you gotta look at it. His only NFL experience before taking the Miami job was spending a decade with the Pats. So, I mean, he is another Pat guy. So I don't think that he is going to be I don't think he's going to be a GM killer. I just don't think that Shane is going to want to create a power vacuum and have to deal and fight with Flores. I think he's going to, he's also interviewed with the Bears and the Texans. So I think he's going to go more into that direction. I think he's going to go with the Texans. We also have to take a look at the fact that Dan Quinn came in. You know, he probably is going to get a head coaching job somewhere in 2022. He interviewed with the Giants on Monday. I mean, what you got to look at is injuries were a big factor in Atlanta's inability to win a lot of games back in 18, 19, and 20. And, you know, and I would say there was a dearth of talent on the roster, particularly on the defensive end in those years. So you can't fully blame him for that. He did get the team to the Super Bowl, but again, like I said, you've had the fact that you had an epic or monumental collapse in the Super Bowl. You know, it was terrible. So I mean, he's a guy though that he's a teacher. He's a guy that if people will talk to you about him in Atlanta, you said that you could watch him spend extra time working with one player, or even a practice squad player, to help refine their technique and make them better players. So he's a guy that people liked. And like I said, he's going to be remembered for that epic collapse. That's going to be something he's remembered for the rest of his life until he wins in the Super Bowl. But is his future with the Giants? I don't know. He's also interviewed with the Bears. He's got a second interview with the Bears pending. He's a finalist for the Broncos job. And he's going to interview with Jacksonville, Miami, and the Vikings. So he's another guy that's going to be needed. He's going to be around. He's going to be sought after. Same like with Brian Dable. Patrick Graham, though, everyone always forgets about Patrick Graham. If he would be considered a rising star, he's getting an interview. He turned down the opportunity to interview with the Jets last year. The only problem with Patrick is he's part of the 1023 judge regime. To me, it would be an awkward situation to consider him a head coach or to have him come in here. He's drawn interest from the Steelers and their vacant defensive coordinator position, so I think he's probably going to go the coordinator route. I don't think Graham is ready to be an HC. I said that. I don't think it's a slight. I just don't think he's ready. I don't think he's reached that mark. But I just don't think he's there yet. And then you also have the defense coordinator, Leslie Frazier, of course, bandied about. These are names we've talked about. I would think that he would be the backup plan. I think he's our backup plan if Dable prefers or goes to the Dolphins or the Bears job. I think Shane. I think he wants a guy he's familiar with. My only concern with Frazier, he is 21-32 as a Minnesota Vikings head coach from 2010 to 2013. He had one playoff appearance in 3 seasons, and then he had 3 bad seasons. It's just not there for me. And old Big Lou, of course, the defensive coordinator over at the Bengals, the 55-year-old, was a Giants defensive coach back in 2018. He's been a coach for more than 30 years, and 10 in the last 10 been in the NFL. He's got the connection with Shane when they were both in Miami. When he was a defensive backs coach. But to me, he's a dark horse. He's not gonna. He had an interview. He's not gonna get it. He's not gonna get any play. And it's nothing against him, but he's just not gonna get any play on that. I mean, I think the biggest issue is when we go with Brian. I mean, if we go with Brian, he's gonna have to find the right support staff. He's gonna need to find the. That's why I would love Wink. He's gonna need the right defense coordinator. He's gonna need the right offense coordinator. I don't have a problem with Ken Dorsey coming over. I do still prefer and think the Giants need we're not going to get it, but I think we needed a coach with some type of track record as being a successful NFL head coach. We have to kind of just cross our fingers and wait and see. We're going to do a big stream today. It's our normal Tuesday stream at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the Dahmer Draft, baby. Yeah. I've been practicing it because when we have it on the big drafts, hope you can join in on that today. We'll have coaching information as we get it and come about and see. And when hopefully we'll have a head coach probably. I was hoping we're going to have it by the end of this week, but you got interviews evidently running through Thursday. So unless all of a sudden they wrap up all their interviews and second interviews on Thursday and then come back and just go with Brian. You probably won't get an answer until next week. We have to just kind of wait and see. I want to talk about the draft. I want to talk about some positioning. I want to talk about free agents. I want to talk about some contracts. We got all those coming up in the next week. Gonna have a couple other OG Online Big Blue videos. That's a paid member subscriber videos, which is a big $1.99 a month because I just charge everyone the same price because I don't feel like making different levels. So it's fun, and we're actually gonna do a members only stream. I believe in February because we've hit a certain number of people, so that's awesome. So for all those people that signed up and have been enjoying the videos, well, I hope you're enjoying the videos. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could if you subscribe, ring that bell, you need to me, that'd be awesome.